Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Mic check, mic check, mic 2, 1, 2, mic 2, 1, 2, mic check, mic 2, 1, 2. Do, 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 do. Hey guys, it's me, Stephanie. Welcome back to my channel. I have like amazing news for you guys. Like, listen, the word that I have for you guys is so exciting. It's like, I don't even know where to start because I've been just gathering information all week from the Lord, literally. And it's like, I don't even know where to start, okay? I wrote everything down on my phone. I'm gonna grab my phone, but listen, I will say this. I'm gonna start with this, okay? I did have some prophetic dreams, okay? And I also, with the prophetic dreams that I had, I also got messages from the Lord connecting to the dreams, okay? And he gave me some Bible verses and stuff like that as well. I will say this. If you guys have anyone in your life that has completely just cut ties with you out of the blue, or if you just literally lost a job out of the blue, or if you were supposed to go into partnership with someone and all of a sudden they don't want to work with you anymore, or someone's acting shady towards you all of a sudden, and you know, people are just basically releasing you all of a sudden, and you're like, what the heck, what's going on here, you know? And I told you guys, like, you guys are going to be releasing people, and you're supposed to, but some of you guys, people are releasing you too. Okay, and it doesn't mean that you're a horrible person. It doesn't mean that you've done anything wrong. You know, the Lord also will remove people from your life unexpectedly, you know, because they're not supposed to go with you into the next season. You know what I mean? So some of you guys, you may be heartbroken because it's a situation where, you know, you may have just broken up with someone, or someone broke up with you. Someone may have left you. The employer may have said, you know what, I saw potential in you, but now I don't even want to hire you anymore. Or, you know, I don't even want you on the team no more, the company no more. So you may have literally been let go of, you know, and it's not because, like I said, you're a horrible person or anything like that, but the excuse this person may have given you, whether it's career, love, whatever, is, you know, they just don't see a need to have you in their life. They just don't see a need to work with you. They don't see a need, you know, for you to go into business with them. Like the way how they see it is, like I said to you guys on Patreon, because Patreon's already got this message last week, not the full message, but this particular part of the message last week. They don't see potential in you, okay? They don't see ambition in you. They don't see anything in you that can benefit them in any way, shape, or form, right? And what's happening is they're like, okay, I'm going to release this person, I'm going to release you, or, you know, and you may have been hurt. So some of you guys, you may have felt rejected. Listen, that rejection is your protection, okay? Because listen, let them go. That's what the Lord told me earlier this week. He was like, let them let you go. You know, and it's not just for me, it's for you guys too. Let them let you go. Someone dropped you from the team, or dropped you from a contract, or dropped you from the workplace. Let them release you. They're doing you a big favor, and they don't even know they're doing you a big favor. You know, they don't even know they're doing you a big favor, and I'm going to tell you guys why after. Okay, so listen. As I stated to many of you guys, this is going to be an amazing season for a lot of God's children. And, you know, for those who have been very, very obedient, as you guys know, God has been showing me the seeds. He's been showing me roots. He's been showing me plants. Like, he's been showing me scriptures relating to, like, building something from the bottom and then growing it. And it's growing to, like, a huge tree with fruits, right? So a lot of the scriptures that I was looking into in the past videos, you guys noticed that that's what we talked about, right? What God is telling me is that a lot of you guys, you're about to enter a door, you know, where you never even expected for it to be this big, okay? So whatever you're supposed to be doing, whatever your craft is, you may be a musician, you know, you may be, you know, a photographer, you may be a writer, you know, you may be, you know, a gamer, you know, you may be an inventor, okay? And here's why I'm saying inventor, because the Lord told me that some of you guys are going to have inventions that is needed right now. There has been a reset already for 2021, and part of the reset is starting new things, new beginnings, bringing new things to life, bringing new projects to life, bringing new ideas to life. And a part of that is new inventions. Okay, and here's where I'm going with this. So the Lord is going to be giving some of you guys an invention that's needed in this world, that's very important in this world. It could be something relating to the tech. It could be something relating to the media. It could be something relating to, like, you know, food. There's going to be some type of invention that you guys are going to invent that's going to be so important. It's like, for example, the cell phone. For example, the radio, an iPad, an app. You know, an app. And listen, let me just tell you something, okay? So you may literally have just gotten this idea, or you're going to get it. Or you may have already gotten it, but God has already shown it to you. So this is not something that, you know, oh, Steph, this is not for me. It's not gonna no, God would have already told you, like, listen, I'm planning, because you feel it. You feel it in your heart and your soul that God is preparing you for something, but you don't know what it is. And you know what the beautiful thing is? The reason why you don't know what it is because you're not supposed to at this moment. Because God does not want to freak you out. Some of you guys, you're not asking, you know, to be at a level where you're famous or well-known or anything like that. You just want a peaceful life. You just want a very peaceful life. You just want to be financially stable. You just want a peaceful life with your family, your partner, and that's it. You're not asking for much. But God is going to surprise you and open bigger doors that you were not expecting, and he did not want to freak you out. That's why he didn't tell you, hey, you're about to be huge. You're about to be so important. You know, here's where I'm going with this. A lot of you guys are going to have a status of authority or some type of status of fame. And it's not like celebrity status. For a small percentage of you guys, it is. And God would have already shown some of you. For some of you guys, it is, and he's surprising you. You did not expect for it to be like that. You know, some people, they don't even expect to be celebrities. They just end up being celebrities. They don't even know how they became a celebrity. They just became one. Right? For some of you guys, yes, God has already shown you. For the other percentage of you guys, you're going to be famous, but not in a way where you're in the media, you know, you're in the flashing lights or anything like that. You're famous as in you have a very high ranking in your community. You have a high ranking in your country. People know about you. Or it's a situation where you're well known behind the scenes. What I mean is, like, you're someone that invented something, created something that's so important that the celebrities know you, but the people that know the celebrities and love the celebrities don't know you. So you're like kind of hidden, but the well-known people know you. Do you get where I'm coming from? So you have this status, but the status that you have is still kind of low-key behind the scenes. And those who have a high status in the public eye, they know of you, kind of thing, right? So God is opening doors like that for some of you guys. So it's going to start with an invention. It's going to be whatever listen, it's relating to whatever your purpose is. Now, everyone's purpose is different. And here's where I'm going with this. Because the Lord showed me Mark. And when I was reading up on Mark, it confirmed about, look how much things that Jesus did. Jesus was casting demons out of people. Jesus was healing the sick. You know what I mean? Jesus gave a blind man his sight back. Jesus raised people from the dead. And listen, Jesus was not expecting the type of traffic, you know, the type of engagement with people. He was not expecting everyone to know who he was. He was actually trying to be low key. You know, he was trying to be low key. He was trying to be low key. He was like, I need to get out of my town because this kind of gift that I have, this purpose that Father Abba has given me, I cannot be performing or showing off my gifts and my talents in my hometown because I was a carpenter. And they're not going to believe in me. And they're going to want to see me fall. And they're going to make me feel discouraged as in what Abba is telling me. And I have to listen to my Father. I can't listen to the naysayers. And those who are going to put me down, I got to get away from them. So I got to leave my town. And that's why Jesus left his town, because he wasn't even accepted in his town. Does that sound familiar? A lot of you guys, you are not even accepted in your city. You are not accepted in your family. You are not accepted by certain people. Going back to what I said in the beginning, you may not have been accepted at that job. You may not have been accepted at that church. You may not have been accepted at that meeting. You may not have been accepted by your friends from that love interest, right? And they look down upon you. Like you were not nobody, like you had no ambition, like you had no talents, no goals, or if you did have goals, they were not going to come through. They were not going to come true because your goals are too high. They're higher than your expectations. Your goals are set too high for you to meet. That's what they say. That's what they thought. Right? Because look at Jesus, he was a carpenter. And that's why they look down upon him. Because they're like, there's no way God chose you. There's no way you're a chosen one. You're a carpenter. There's no. They did not want to accept that Jesus was the Son of God. Because they consistently looked down upon him. They had this image that they've created within their own minds of him. It was hard for them to accept the fact that he had a higher status than just being a carpenter. You know, and that's why he had to leave his hometown, right? So where I'm going with this, a lot of you guys, it's like you may have left, you were rejected from something that wasn't even for you because there was something better for you. But those who have rejected you thought they were better than you, not realizing you're actually at a higher status than they are, but they didn't know that. They did not know that. And here's where I'm going with this, okay? So remember, Jesus, you know, they insulted him, okay? And they made him feel less than. So he had to leave. Let me read a passage from Mark for you guys relating to Jesus, okay? So listen, Mark 3, verse 20. Then Jesus entered a house, and again the crowd gathered, so that he and his disciples were not even able to eat. So Jesus had no privacy because everybody knew about his status. Everyone knew about his gifts, his talents. Everyone knew who he was going to be, who he was going to become. They knew he was the Messiah. You know, they knew he was about to be king, right? And this was what was kind of intimidating the priests. Okay, the high priestess, all of them, or the high priest, all of them. They were intimidated by Jesus because they knew that he was going to be of a higher status than them. Hence why they were planning his death. Hence why they planned to sabotage him. They would put him down, etc. Okay, that reminds me of a lot of you guys when you guys are going through the spiritual attacks. And we just talked about that in the previous video. You know, if you guys want to check that out, we talked about a lot of this. It's a 3-hour video, but there's very important parts in that video if you guys check it out. But that's why a lot of you guys are being attacked. Because, because there's so much potential you guys have. Because people feel intimidated by you. They were intimidated by Jesus. They were intimidated by his gifts, his passions, his purpose. And what happens is if people find out that Jesus has these abilities, he is going to be, now considered king. And those who were considered kings and stuff are going to fall off of their throne. They're going to have to step down from their throne, right? And they didn't want that. But Jesus never asked for this. This was given to Jesus. He didn't ask for this. He didn't ask for the fame. He didn't ask for the recognition. He just wanted to help people, and he wanted to keep it on the low, but word got out. Word of mouth. Word got out. And that's what God was telling me is going to happen for a lot of you guys. You guys may just want to keep a low profile. You guys may be like, this is all I want, but God has something bigger for you. And if God would have shown some of you guys what it is he has for you, you would have rejected it. You would have been like, God, I don't want this. And you would have been stagnating on the stuff that you're supposed to be doing, right? So he's going to surprise many of you guys. It's going to be bigger. And yes, I know I'm ruining the surprise because I'm telling you, but he told me to tell you. So it can make sense for you guys as to why you're going through what it is that you're going through. Because it's going to get worse. And I'm going to get to the prophetic dream that confirmed to me it's going to get worse and how it's going to get worse. But God, you guys are going to be entering a door of unexpected fame. And there's different levels of fame. Like I said, some of you guys could be celebrity status. Some of you guys, you know the celebrities, but you're not known in the public eye by just people. You're just known by the big guys. So you're low-key behind the scenes. For some of you guys, it's like you're known in your hometown, you know, and because of your invention, you're known in your hometown, or you're very popular because of this invention that everybody needs. So word of mouth, your name is going to get out there. Okay? And I'm going to get to the other messages after that. But let me continue with scripture, okay? And the teachers, when his family heard about this, they went to take charge of him, for they said he was out of his mind. Jesus's family said he is out of his mind. How many of you guys at your family say you're out of your mind when you told them what it is you love to do or what you want to do with your life? You know, how many of you guys, you may have communicated about some things and felt like the black sheep, felt like you were not accepted, like you did not belong. You know what I mean? And he wasn't even accepted by his own family because they thought he was out of his mind. And the teachers of the law who came down from Jerusalem said, he is possessed, Beelzebul. By the prince of demons, he's driving out a demon. So how many of you guys, because people did not want to accept the fact that you were chosen from God, they would rather say that you are out of your mind, you are crazy, you got demons in you, or you're a demon. Now I'm going to keep it real. They called Jesus a demon because he was doing a lot of, you know, unexplainable things with the gifts that God gave to him. Right? And if you guys notice in the industry, yes, there's negativity in the industry, you know, the music industry, the arts, whatever. There's negativity in the corporate field. There's negativity in everything. Even in the church. There's people in the church that are filled with demons that are still sitting in the church and praising on Sundays. There's people in the entertainment industry that are filled with demons, you know, that are doing some really messed up things behind the scenes, right? But then there's also people in those same industries, the corporate field, the church, you know, let's just say the entertainment industry, you know, whatever purpose you're going into, there's always going to be a negative and a positive. There's going to be people that are not doing good with their gifts, and there's going to be people who are doing amazing with their gifts, right? But he was accused of being a demon because he was helping people with his gifts, you know? And for some of you guys, you're going to be entering a status of some type of recognition where you're well known. Like I said, there's different levels to it, where you're going to be well known, but people may look at you and say you're a demon or you're a bad person, because it's going to come. And this is why you're going through what you're going through now, because it's going to get 10 times worse. If you think that the family that's accusing you and pointing fingers at you, or the friends that cut you off, or, you know, the attacks you're receiving is bad, wait until you get to this level where God is going to take you. It's going to get 10 times worse. So he's preparing you. He's preparing you because you were chosen. Chosen. And the purpose you're about to walk into, it comes with a lot of responsibility. And God can trust you with this responsibility, because a lot of you guys, you had to struggle. And here's what happened, and here's how God was testing your obedience. Like I said in the last video, when I said that you're about to see results, that video, I said there was 3 groups of people. Some of you guys, you were living comfortably, and then you lost it all, and you had to keep your faith. And then God's going to reward you with something bigger. And some of you guys, you just may have not really had anything, but you still had to keep your faith. And regardless of which group you're from, you know, you had to go into a situation or position to where you were uncomfortable, and all you had was your faith in God. And God was testing your obedience. And because of your obedience, God is going to reward you. And God knows, okay, I can trust, you know, giving my child this status, this responsibility, and I can give my child a lot because I know my child is going to do good with what I give my child. I know my child is going to give back. I know my child is not selfish. I know my child has a clean heart. That's why God is going to open these doors for you, because he trusts you to fulfill what it is he wants you to fulfill. Some of you guys, it's going to be charities. You're opening charities with the blessings that God is giving you, or you're opening other investments. You're going to be opening schools for people who are less fortunate. You're going to be helping a lot of people who are less fortunate or who are homeless, because a lot of you guys, God wanted you to go through certain things. So when you get to the status and the level that he's about to take you at, you know, you understand how these people feel. So then you have a better understanding. Now you can help the right way. You're not just helping for the sake of showing the media or showing people that, hey, look at me, I'm helping someone. No, you're helping because you were once in that position. And when you were in that position, God was testing you and God humbled you. And when God humbled you, God knows now, okay, my child is humbled. I can bless my child with all of this. I can give my child an overflowing cup. Because my child's going to be humble while they have this overflowing cup, and they're going to give out of this overflowing cup. That's what God told me for you guys, you know? But listen, okay? So they said that Jesus was possessed by a demon, right? So Jesus called them over and began to speak in parables. How can Satan drive out Satan? If a kingdom is divided against itself, a kingdom cannot stand. If a house is divided against itself, the house cannot stand. And if Satan opposes himself is divided, he cannot stand. His eyes has come. In fact, no one can enter a strong man's house without first tying him up. Then he can plunder and strong man's house. He can plunder the strong man's house. Truly, I tell you, people can be forgiven all their sins and every slander they utter. But whoever blasphemes against the Holy Spirit will never be forgiven. They are guilty of eternal sin. Touch not my anointed. Right there. Touch not my anointed. So those who have doubted you, rejected you, and who are calling you demons, calling you names, and trying to pull that rug from under your feet and watch you fall, that's why God is going to have a wrath towards these people, right? And that's why you're going through it now, because it's going to get 10 times worse. And what I mean by that is when you get to a status where God's going to take you, like I said, there's different levels of it. They're going to have people coming from all different areas now wanting to come at you because they see the status that you're at. And I'm going to get to that shortly, okay? But the other message, okay, what I want to tell you is that, God was saying, here's a scripture for what I said before about you guys giving. Luke 16, verse 10 says, whoever can be trusted with very little also can be trusted with very much. And whoever is dishonest with very little will be dishonest with very much. And throughout the time where you guys had to be put in a very uncomfortable situation, God was definitely watching you guys, testing you guys, and wanting to see if he can trust you guys with a little. Because that way he knows that when he gives you what he's about to give you, you're going to do a lot with it. And this is why a lot of you guys are getting attacked and stuff, because you guys know there's something big coming in for you. Okay. And what he was saying, okay, so March. Okay, he gave me the month of March, and he said March is going to be a money magnet month for a lot of people, a lot of his children. So, not just money for money, but for a lot of other things, and yes, money's the root of all evil. But what he's trying to say is that's the month for you guys to be very busy, focus on your business, focus on all this stuff, because what he's saying is when your cup is overflowed, he has other responsibilities, other ventures he wants you to go into, because the higher and higher and higher he's going to take you, he's going to want you to do things that's going to change the world. He's going to want you to help those that were once in your position. He wants you to set an example. He wants you to show people the testimony. He wants you to show people he's been walking in your life. He wants people to see your fruits. And he wants people to see your fruits grow. Right? And so he said March is the month where a lot of you guys are going to be extremely busy, and there's going to be a lot of opportunities for you guys in March. a lot of opportunities. So here's the things that he told me to tell you guys. He said, for those of you guys, because a lot of stuff's going to be unexpected, you guys are going to be at levels where you never expected to be. And you never asked for it. Jesus never asked for the fame, as I stated before. He didn't ask for it. He actually tried to get away from people. He tried to hide. How many times in the book of Mark, did he get in his boat and go to a designated area away from people, and they end up finding him, and he ended up helping them again or healing more people, and then they went to talk to other people, and then they came looking for him, and they all knew who he was. That's what's happened to a lot of you guys. That's what's going to happen to a lot of you guys. You're going to invent something, whatever your purpose is, you're going to be walking in your purpose every day. And that's what God told me to tell you guys too. He said, make sure you tell my children to walk in their purpose 24/7. Your purpose is on you. 24/7, you're walking in your purpose. Even when you're sleeping, you're walking in your purpose. Now that you know what your purpose is, or when he's about to reveal it to you very soon, he wants you to consistently be walking in it. Do not take off the clothes of your purpose and hang it up somewhere and say, I'm taking a break. No, your purpose, you're going to have it on 24/7. He said, tell my children they got to start looking presentable starting February. So a lot of you guys, your wardrobe's going to have to change. Okay? I'm just telling you what he told me to tell y'all. Don't be getting mad at me. I ain't reaching. I'm not reaching. I'm just telling y'all what he told me to tell you, okay? Your wardrobe's going to have to change. Okay, so you're gonna have to change your whole style, your whole wardrobe. Like, he's preparing you, and he's saying emails are gonna have to change. What he means by that is you guys are gonna have to get some professional emails. You know, because he said what's gonna happen is someone is gonna bump into a lot of you guys. Like, this is what I told you guys on Patreon. Remember, I told you guys on Patreon, some of you guys are gonna meet someone who's gonna open that door for you. Okay, so you're going to meet someone who's going to open that door for you. That's how God blesses people. He will use someone else to bless someone else. Just like he's using me to give you guys the message so you're prepared. And because you're going to be prepared now, once this happens, that other person he's going to use to open that door for your blessing, right? God will use people to open doors for you. Okay, and he said, get a professional email. No, playerboy@gmail.com or, bigbooty@gmail.com. I don't know why. I don't know why that's the first thing I thought about. Or prettyeyes@gmail.com. No. You get a professional email, okay? He said it's time for you guys to clean up your social media. Clean up your social media. So you have to go back on your Facebook. You got to go back on your Instagram. You got to start, girl or guy, you got to start taking out the trash. So you got to get rid of certain posts. You got to get rid of certain things that you have on Facebook from 15 years ago, 10 years ago. And I'm going to tell you why. Because a lot of this stuff, people are going to use against you in the next 5 years. Don't say I didn't warn you. You may come back to this video and be like, she told me. He said, clean up your social media, clean up your Facebook. And some of you guys are like, I don't even have Facebook or Instagram. Well, you're going to have to reopen it. Because the fruits that he's about to bring you, you're going to have to advertise yourself, your business, your idea, your invention, whatever it is that's related to your purpose. There's going to have to also be access to you because God is allowing someone else to open a door for you. But if that Instagram and that Facebook is closed, or you choose to stay in the house all February, all March, I know it's quarantine, I know it's coronavirus, etc. But I'm telling y'all, he said March. He said March. So make sure you are preparing yourself. So if we're staying in the house all February is a good time for you to start organizing your house, checking your wardrobes, cleaning up your social media, cleaning up the emails, getting a proper email, getting business cards done. Getting business cards done so when you go out in public and someone says, hey, how are you? You have a way for them to contact you and it's professional. And here's why, because God said there's someone that's going to be coming in a lot of your lives and he's going to use someone to open the door for you. And you want to be, he said, you're my child. You have to look presentable. You have to be presentable. You are a representation of me. And I want, when people see a child of God, my child, they have to see someone who is healthy, someone who is ambitious, someone who is motivated. They need to know that this is my child. And my child is walking with me. You know? And he's preparing you guys. I'm telling you. He's preparing you guys. So, going to the message now about why you're going to have to clean up the social media, all this stuff, is because, let me tell you about the prophetic dream I had. So I'm not going to go into full details about the prophetic dream, but I want to tell you the message that God gave me from that dream, okay? So what happened, and going back to what I said about if God allowed someone to release you, it's for a reason. Trust me, he's doing you a favor. That rejection was your protection. Okay, and let me tell you why. Because now that these doors are about to open for you guys, right? Here's what I saw in the prophetic dream, and here's what the Lord showed me when I came out the prophetic dream. Okay, he said that some of you guys, you're going to be at a status where you are literally, some of you guys are going to be millionaires, and you're going to have a very high ranking, high status, and you're going to be doing a lot of amazing things. But those people who attacked you, those people who rejected you, okay, he said they are going to be angry, very angry. And because they cannot come in your life and butter you up and be sweet to you and be nice to you, going back to the message I posted of last week, where it says, don't be desperate. Check that message out, guys. Don't be desperate. I talk about this kind of person that comes in with pearly white teeth, trying to smile and trying to be your friend, trying to hug you, and I miss you, because they know what's coming in store for you, right? And I told you guys to watch out for that person. I gave you full details about that as well. And I gave you the border word that God has given me for you guys. So check that video out. But because these individuals know they could not come back in and outsmart you, right? They're going to be angry. And here's what they're going to do. And here's what I was specifically shown. For some of you guys, you're going to be at a status where you're doing really, really good things. And you're going to have an ex, because he showed me an ex, okay? You're going to have an ex who's going to create a whole YouTube account, because now your name's out there, you're well known, and this ex is going to go on YouTube acting like a victim. Like they were a victim related to something that you supposedly did to them, right? And they're going to make a whole account making videos about you, going on live. It could be Facebook Live. It could be Instagram Live. It could be YouTube Live. But they're going to create a live account. They're going to be talking to a lot of people that look up to you, a lot of fans, a lot of people that know you, because you're going to be in the spotlight, whether you like it or not. You may not be in the spotlight celebrity-wise, but you're going to be well known. You may be in newspapers. You may be in articles, or celebrities may just know you. You know what I mean? Or it's a situation where you are a celebrity. Like you are in the public eye, like really big, right? And this person is going to make a whole account playing victim. If you guys notice, don't you guys notice how some celebrities will be doing their own thing, and then all of a sudden, you know, an ex-girlfriend or ex-boyfriend or someone from their childhood comes and brings this crazy accusation up out of nowhere, and then now all of a sudden they're all over the blogs, they're all over the media, and this skeletons came out the closet because someone decided to open up their mouth and say what happened, and they never opened up their mouth before this person got fame. But as soon as this person became famous, now all of a sudden all these people are coming to light with a story and wanting to let their story be known. And then there's nothing wrong with telling your story, but in this case, and what God showed me, right, these people are doing it because they cannot get in your pockets by being your friend. They couldn't get in your pockets by being your friend. They couldn't get in your pockets by being your lover, right? They rejected you and they're mad. And now what's going to happen is they're trying to get in your pockets by suing you, by slandering your name, hoping that he can sue you. So what he showed me was an ex, you know, putting your business out there and playing the victim. playing the victim, acting like they didn't do nothing wrong and you did all this and this and this to them to try to damage your name. Because why? They see you out in another country feeding kids. They see you opening your ministry in a church. They see you making headlines because, you just opened schools in a state. Do you get where I'm coming from? So because they see all these life-changing things, you're going to start see people coming out of the woodworks. Out of the woodworks, like nobody at all. And then all of a sudden this person just comes out of the woodwork. That's what's going to happen, the Lord said. And they're going to be trying to sue you because they want money from you. So if you think that the attacks you're going through right now is crazy, this is why the Lord is preparing you. We talked about this in the video I posted yesterday, the live we did talking about the secrets behind spiritual warfare. Check that video out. I talked to you guys and I said to you guys in that video, God is preparing us because we're going to have to face the big guys. The attacks we're getting, this is from the little guys. We're going to have to face the big guys. Okay? And the big guys, they're going to be going crazier with the attacks. Some of you guys are going to have bloggers blogging about you. It's going to be hectic. And that's why God said, what you're going through right now, I'm just preparing you. And you did not ask for this. You didn't. But my child, I trust you to put you in this position. And you're strong enough to be in this position. Look at all of the things that you have endured, my child. You are strong enough to be in this position. And you're going to be in this position. And I trust you to be at this status. I trust you with your fruits because you're going to be helping others with your fruits. And that's going to open also doors for the big guys, the big guns to come in. Look what happened to Jesus. He did so much. He got so much recognition. They crowned him king. And as soon as they crowned him king and accepted him as the Messiah, his own friend turned his back on him and sold him out. Judah sold him out to the people who were intimidated by him because they wanted him dead. Why? Because they could not stand to see that this guy who was a carpenter has a higher status, a higher ranking in the spiritual realm than they did. They couldn't believe that. And that's the big guys. That's the big guys I was telling you guys about. But they ain't bigger than God though. They're not bigger than God. But God is preparing you for the big guys who have that same mentality. And then the little guys are going to piggyback off of it and try to sue you. So all the people that, there's going to be legal cases that are open against, but guess what God told me? They ain't going to win. They're not going to win. They're not. But he's warning y'all. You're going to see a cousin or, an auntie or, someone that from school back in the day, all of a sudden making a video, being a victim now of something that you did to them because of your status. But no one said anything about that before. So it's when you finally became noticed and recognized for your purpose that God has prepared you for, all of a sudden everybody has something to say now. All of a sudden, everyone wants to take you to court now because they want a piece of the pie and they couldn't get a piece of the pie by being your friend. They couldn't sneak their way in your life by being a friend. They're going to go about it another way. Okay? So God wanted me to prepare you guys for that. And like I said, those who judged you, those who rejected you, he said they are going to be mad. The person did not want to go into business with you. The person did not want you on their team. The person did not want you to work in their workplace. They are going to be upset that they let you go because you were actually their lottery ticket and they didn't even realize it. But you know what? In the moment you were hurt, and you did not understand why they dropped you, why they released you, why you got fired. But it's because you are actually a walking lottery ticket. And God made sure they were blinded by that and couldn't see it. They were blinded and couldn't see it. So they rejected you. And for some of you guys, they are smart and they see it. But you rejected them. Okay? So let me see if I see anything else I need to let you guys know about, okay? He wanted me to give you guys a parachute concept. Okay, so the parachute concept, and I spoke to someone over the phone in one of my coaching sessions, and I told her this is actually when I got the analogy. And I'm like, God, can I share this with everybody? And he's like, yeah, share it, you know? So the parachute concept he wanted me to share with you guys is, okay, I don't know if you guys been skydiving. I've never been skydiving. I've always wanted to go skydiving, you know? But when you're a skydiver, you got to put all of your faith into that parachute on your back, you know, and before you even get in the plane, before you even jump out, you know, you have to test the parachute to make sure it's working. But there's always that doubt in your mind when you're on the plane, because sometimes things can happen. You can test a car, you know, all week and see if it's going to run properly, or test the parachute all week and it's working properly. But then sometimes at that particular moment, something happens and it doesn't work. Right? So when you're skydiving, you have to have so much faith to be in that moment, to be like, I'm about to jump out of a plane and I'm about to pull this parachute. You have to have so much faith to know that the parachute's actually going to come out and nothing's actually going to go wrong, you know? So what God was showing me with that analogy is that a lot of you guys, you have to have the same faith when it came to the things you're going through in your life, the spiritual attacks, almost being near death, or, you know, almost committing suicide, whatever happened to you, you know, being homeless, or, you know, losing your job, whatever you went through, because everyone's struggle is different. Everyone's struggle is different, but it doesn't stay a struggle. It becomes a testimony at the end of the day, you know? But a lot of you guys had to go through stuff. It was like the parachute. It's like you're jumping out of the plane. You just have to have faith in God. Like, okay, God, I know this parachute's going to come out and I'm going to land back on my feet. So these skydivers have so much faith. They have to have faith to know that they're going to be able to land back on their feet. Does that sound familiar? So you guys will land back on your feet. God is saying you have to trust me so much to know that I am your parachute and you are going to get back on your feet. And that's the analogy he gave me. Okay. Let me see if there's anything else before I forget anything, because lately I've been forgetting stuff. Okay. Let me see. Yeah, Jesus never asked for that. He did not ask for the fame, and it was unexpected. He knew he had gifts. You know what I mean? But it was unexpected. Yep, that's it, guys. That's it. I know it was long, but listen, God said get ready. Get ready, okay? And what y'all facing right now, trust me, it's going to get 10 times worse, okay? So you have to already be in a position to where you're able to maintain your anxiety, you're more confident, you're not as triggered anymore. So now when things like this happen to you, you're like, oh, here we go again. Oh, another one. Okay. And another one, you know? So it's like you're so used to it. Now when you go to where God wants you to be, it's like you don't even care what they say and what comes at you, because you have so much faith in God. Again, the parachute concept, you're jumping out that plane and you have so much faith in God that you're about to land back on your feet. God said, I'm about to be your I am your parachute. Okay? Father is your parachute. And you're going to always land back on your feet, child. Okay? I'll see you guys later. Thank you guys. Bye.